Good afternoon, Golden. I am Laura, and welcome to Mondays with the Mayor. We do not have a city council meeting this week, but last week, as you may have heard in the news, we appointed a new city manager for Golden. Scott Vargo is going to be joining the city this September, and he's coming to us from Summit County. Scott started in Summit County back in 1999 as their HR director, and he has moved through the organization where he is currently serving as the county manager. We are very excited to welcome Scott to Golden, and we'll certainly share more details and opportunities to meet him when we get closer to his start date. Today, in addition to sharing some information about upcoming events, and given that it is summer, there are always a lot of upcoming events, I thought I would just share a few interactions that I had this past weekend. The first is that I attended one of our wildfire risk zone neighborhood meetings, and it was held up at the Beverly Heights Park on Saturday morning. It was a great turnout of neighbors and a great presentation and Q&A from the Golden Fire Department, Sustainability Department, Parks and Recreation, and JeffCo Open Space. I personally learned a lot, and so I encourage everyone to try to attend a future meeting. There's great information available to all of us. At the meeting, I sat next to a neighbor, his name is Mike, who has lived in the same house in Beverly Heights for the past 32 years. He had a lot of history of the neighborhood and a lot of stories, but besides that, one of the things that stuck with me is he mentioned that he had switched TV providers, and he no longer had access to Channel 8 on Comcast, which is where he used to watch city council meetings. And this struck me because many people are switching. They're cutting the cord. They're moving away from traditional cable. And Channel 8 has been and still is a resource for watching council or other city meetings. But if you didn't know, and you may already know, this city has a great resource, an online channel. It's JCO.TV. And that is accessible from any internet-enabled device. So most TV service providers allow you to access the internet. You can certainly access it from your computer or smart device. So GCO.TV, I know not everyone wants to watch city council meetings or miss accessing Channel 8, but if you do, or if you ever want to tune in and find out what we're talking about at a council meeting, you can just go over to GCO.TV and see what's happening. The second thing that happened this weekend is I had a friend from my spring dance class who reached out about city business. She's planning a neighborhood block party for the summer and wondered if the city offered any grants or support for block parties. So this was actually a really easy one for me to answer because the city has an entire webpage of information about block parties. So I could just send her the link to the webpage. In addition to being a really fun time, my neighborhood does a block party every year. Block parties are a valuable way of meeting your neighbors. Knowing your neighbors personally not only helps to share the history from long-term residents like Mike up in Beverly Heights with those who are newly arrived, but also provides valuable connections in case there's a crime in the neighborhood or in the event of an emergency if evacuations are ordered. So anyone can plan a block party. It's not too hard. You can visit the cityofgolden.net website, go to the section called Live, if you live here, and listed on there is a page for block party resources. Visit the site, check out the information, then just pick a date, invite your neighbors, and have some fun in your neighborhood this summer or fall. Finally, yesterday, I met two new friends. I hope I have a chance to interact with them again. I met them after a great workout, very hot and sweaty workout at the Golden Mill. And afterwards, as we were cooling down and having something cold to drink, I met some new folks. The first person I met, her name is, I'm going to butcher this, it's in French, Oceane. She's a French Canadian from Quebec. And she is in Golden for the summer with her family on a house swap. They came to the U.S. To improve their English skills and ended up in Golden because a friend recommended looking for a place in Colorado. Now, I always enjoy talking to newcomers who've never visited the city, never lived in the city, to hear about their impression, what they think about Golden. And she and her family are having a wonderful summer and really love everything that Golden has to offer. I also met in the same conversation Alan, who's a fifth-generation Coloradan, whose family originally ranched in Greeley. And this was interesting to me because it just so happens I was in Greeley a couple of weeks ago for meetings, and I toured Centennial Village History Park, which is a larger version of our Golden History Park. But there they have a lot of structures and homes and tell the story of the founding of Greeley and the development of Greeley. So basically showcased his ancestors' history that I just learned about on my visit. But he's been in and around Golden for many years and loves the changes that he's seen over the past decade. He recently downsized, selling his large single-family home, and has been renting because there are so few townhomes or condos on the market. Now, housing is a priority for City Council, for the City of Golden, and often the conversation is about workforce housing or subsidized housing. But more and more, I am talking with other communities and with legislators about this particular challenge of housing supply that is not meeting the needs of individuals who want to move out of their larger homes or their single-family homes and yet still stay in their existing community. Switching topics on housing. Still working on that part, but switching topics on housing, I wanted to highlight an event happening tomorrow evening. There's an interesting program coming to our area. It's tomorrow night at the Jefferson Unitarian Church. The event starts at 5:30 and the program starts at 6. It is a screening of the documentary called A Decent Home. The film is the first feature-length documentary ever made about mobile home parks and tells the story of the struggles of mobile home residents for stable housing. I'll be attending, and I'm very interested in watching the documentary and continuing to have the conversation specific to our mobile home parks and the struggles of mobile home park residents. If you are interested in also attending, I'm happy to share more information with you about that tomorrow night. Going back to the first topic, which was the wildfire neighborhood meetings, there are additional neighborhood meetings coming up. The next one is this Thursday night, and it is at Golden Terrace. And then there is another one on Saturday morning at DeLong Park. If you are in those neighborhoods or surrounding neighborhoods, I encourage you to stop by, listen to the presentation, ask your questions. You can find all the details about the specific times, locations on the city calendar, which is available on cityofgolden.net. These are great meetings to attend, and if you can't attend any of the neighborhood meetings but want just general information about what the city is doing around wildfire protection, the community-wide meeting that was held a couple weeks ago was recorded and is available to watch online. There are a couple of other things you might want to calendar and pencil in or hopefully make a plan to attend. And those are a couple of events with our first responders here in Golden. The first one I want to mention is a favorite Golden tradition. I know I go every year with my family and we love it. And that is the Golden Fire Department's pancake breakfast. It's on July 30th this year. It's always the morning of the Buffalo Bill Days parade, so you can come support the fire department, eat some delicious pancakes and bacon before finding a spot to watch the parade. They are selling tickets in advance, so if you don't want to wait in line on Saturday morning, you can stop by the fire department now and purchase your tickets for the pancake breakfast and try to come out Saturday morning and support our great volunteers at the Golden Fire Department. The second event to mention is that the Golden Police Department is again having their National Night Out, and that's going to be on the evening of August 2nd. It's another great family-friendly community event, and it is again held this year at Parfit Park. So August 2nd for the Police Department's National Night Out. There are a number of other events and meetings, things happening throughout the community, throughout the city. You can find out about some of those, again, by the city calendar on cityofgolden.net. You can also sign up for the city's weekly email, which will provide additional information about what's happening in the city, as well as details about upcoming events, and that arrives right to your email box. You can sign up from the city's website to receive that email. And other than that, that is all I have for today. It is going to be another really hot day. All this heat means that we've been seeing a lot of people trying to cool off in the creek. If you are not trying to cool off in the creek, but just trying to work and be at home, make sure you do take care of yourselves. Stay hydrated. Keep those dogs, pets off the hot trails and out of the hot sun. And make sure you find that shade, because we're in for a bit of heat the rest of the day. So until next Monday, I hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you next week.